Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, coverage conundrum, why AMA won't renew some motorcycle insurance policies. Chlorine clean, why your tap water may taste and smell more like pool water. And driving delays, why a stretch of Winterburn Road is closing for nearly a year.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
AMA is hitting the brakes on some motorcycle insurance policies. Some riders will need to find a new provider as the company gets ahead of Alberta's upcoming auto insurance revamp. CTV's Evan Kenny has reaction from Edmonton's motorcycle community.
Anyone else get a notice of non-renewal from their insurer?
It's been a common question in motorcycle groups over the last week.
What is a good company in Alberta to insure my motorbike? Because AMA is saying that after my term, they're taking it off.
Some riders with insurance through AMA are receiving letters saying their policy would not be extended even if they have a clean driving record.
Like, is it just going to be, you can't insure a motorcycle in Alberta anymore?
With Alberta's upcoming shift to a care-first system, if you're injured in a crash, instead of suing the driver who caused it, your insurance would compensate you based on rates set by the province. AMA says that's part of the reason it's not renewing a small number of policies for riders who represent a significantly higher injury risk.
These insurance companies are almost just going out on a limb and saying, like, we are assuming that something is going to happen and we are assuming we're going to have to pay for your damages or whatever, but that's also kind of what insurance is for.
I've checked my insurance like a week ago and I still have insurance, so I should be okay, knock on wood.
Riders with coverage under other insurance companies are worried they could be next.
I think people should be entitled to the insurance. They pay their money.
AMA is the only insurance company CTV News could confirm is not renewing customers because of the upcoming changes to Alberta's insurance model.
If you're paying this insurance premium for X amount of years and say you're 5 years into paying for a premium and it's $1,000 a year, you've now paid them their $5,000. They should be there beck and call to kind of cover that and pay it.
The new insurance rules go into effect January. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Oil prices fell this morning after U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. would hold off on striking Iran's energy infrastructure. With gas prices fluctuating, callers into the Premier's weekend radio show were asking about the potential for the fuel relief tax program. Danielle Smith says under the program's guidelines, the best the province can do would amount to a reduction of 13 cents a litre. She is not confident that will be much help because the conflict is expected to drive world oil prices higher. She says the challenge is to do something meaningful while managing expectations.
I don't know how quickly this conflict is going to end, but if it turns out that we end up not only with the higher royalty revenues, but also with gas tax revenues, we'll see if we can look at some programs that will help those who are really facing the pinch from an affordability point of view.
There are also concerns about price gouging at the pumps. The Premier says she does not think that is happening and says she will ask Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally to keep an eye on the situation. Smith and Alberta Energy Minister Brian Jean are in Houston, Texas this week at the CERAWeek Energy Conference. Alberta's delegation will be advocating for greater market access while growing international relationships. Smith and Jean will meet with government officials and business leaders from around the world to promote Alberta's energy sector and the role Alberta can play in a secure energy future. Some people across the city may have noticed their tap water smelling and tasting like chlorine. EPCOR says it's the result of treating spring runoff. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti joins us now from Queen Elizabeth Park. So Miriam, where in the city is most affected by this taste and smell?
Well, Matt, Edmontonians living closer to the water treatment plant will notice a stronger smell and taste of chlorine compared to people living in other areas. But EPCOR says not to worry because it's still safe to drink. EPCOR says that the chlorine smell is due to how it treats the spring runoff as it interacts with sediment and organic matter found in the North Saskatchewan River. It adds that this year's runoff is happening quicker than in previous years, meaning more decomposing vegetation is making its way into the river.
All the dead leaves and the organics that were there from the fall is now making their way through creeks, and the creeks make their way to the North Saskatchewan River, causing all this organic to be concentrated under the ice. So the ice hasn't broken yet. So we're not seeing the mixing that we often see once the ice breaks up. So with the rain that we had last week, it's accentuating these concentration that we're actually dealing with this week.
EPCOR says it adjusts the treatment process to neutralize the odor and keep the water safe. Around 300 volunteers across the city are doing taste and sniff tests every day of their tap water and reporting results to EPCOR. And EPCOR says the smell and taste of chlorine is expected to last about 3 to 5 days. And some things that you can do to temporarily reduce those measures include running water for up to 3 minutes to flush it out of your pipes. And if you are drinking some water, you can add a lemon wedge to help neutralize that smell. Matt?
Maybe a lime if that's more your style. Miriam Valdez-Carletti live for us tonight. Thank you. A stretch of Winterburn Road is about to close all traffic for nearly a year. The closure will provide developers time to make some much-needed improvements to the roadway. While it won't build new lanes, the upgrades include the addition of shoulders to give drivers more room. Lighting will also be added. The closure is from 45th Avenue to Muskogee Trail, with people asked to detour using 199th Street. The area councillor knows it will inconvenience many drivers, but says it's short-term pain for a safer road. She says the city will also keep an eye on how detours affect other areas.
Yeah, we'll be watching for traffic patterns as they change, as they detour. We're going to see detours along 45th Ave as well as here. We are happy that it's just not one entrance. There are multiple roadways into the communities on 215, and we'll be definitely watching for that.
Construction is being done by developers in the area at no cost to taxpayers. The closure starts March 31st. It's expected to last about 11 months. Oilers captain Connor McDavid is clarifying some comments he made following Saturday night's loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
They got a great system. They're perfectly coached. They all know what they're doing. All over the ice, it's impressive. They're a great team.
Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper was also McDavid's coach at the Winter Olympics. Some fans, though, felt McDavid's praise for the Lightning and their coach was critical of Oilers head coach Chris Knoblauch. Today, McDavid clarified that wasn't his intention.
No, we're not taking shots. It's just everybody can be better, myself included. Everybody can be better. It's not. It was more just complimentary of a great team in this league that came in and played a good game. Nothing more than that.
You know, when things are going well, it's usually there's very little criticism. When there's losing being had and you're not having the success that you anticipated, then everyone needs to look in the mirror and look at how you can make the team better.
The Oilers visit Salt Lake City to face the Utah Mammoth tomorrow night at 7:30. The Oilers Entertainment Group is holding another festival in Fan Park this summer.
The crazy in me sees the crazy in you, and I think I need.
Kesha is one of the headliners for the first Neon Skies Music Festival. The two-night festival also features Conan Gray, Natasha Bedingfield, and Heidi Montag. OEG has big plans for this festival.
Really trying to raise Edmonton's profile as a premier host of live entertainment and events, and festivals is a really big part of that strategy. And we're looking forward to this event growing year over year and really becoming Edmonton's signature event.
Neon Skies is scheduled for July 17th and 18th. Tickets go on sale April 8th. All right, Josh, some more spring snow on the way, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, several centimeters, looks like, with the heaviest of this coming later in the day tomorrow and carrying through into early Wednesday. May even see a few flurries late this evening, but that's not the snowstorm. 4 degrees in Edmonton right now. You get a 5 there off to the west of the city in Stony Plain and a -1 to the east. 5 will end up as the daytime high for today here. So a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday and a couple of degrees above average. 3 degrees, the average daytime high. We're going to be way below average and well below 0 for daytime highs over the course of the next 3 days. So cold and snowy. Here's what it was looking like outside earlier in the day today with the CTV drone. Drones brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, Century Mile. soak up those blue skies when you can get them. There's not going to be a lot of sunshine over the course of the next couple of days, though. Snow in through northeastern Alberta and off to the west and northwest. There's a low pressure system. You can see that little twist right there. Once that drags itself into northeastern Alberta, behind that, there's a cold front that'll go through. That gives us a slight chance of some flurries here about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow, just cloudy, about -6 in the morning. More like -12 with wind chill, and -15 wind chill tomorrow afternoon as the wind starts to gust, and the snow. That'll start maybe as early as lunchtime, but the bulk of it will fall late afternoon into the evening hours and possibly carry into Wednesday as well. Talk about potential snowfall totals and let you know how long the cool air will last later in the newscast.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, how the province plans to combat the creation of deep fake images.
We know that deep fake technology can be used in very harmful ways.
Coming up Tuesday on Your Morning Edmonton, deep dating. It's a trend to get personal on date number 1. How much should you reveal and what topics should be off the table? We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Alberta municipalities have been told they may get a bill from the province for having integrated firefighter paramedics. Fire medics are trained in both advanced life support and firefighting. Strathcona County, St. Albert, Leduc, Spruce Grove, Red Deer, Lethbridge, and Wood Buffalo use them. With agreements expiring this September, the province says it's updating how ambulance services are contracted. It says municipalities can keep their integrated service, but add emergency health services costing. If they choose not to, those services can become part of a competitive search process or transition to EHS. The union representing Alberta Fire Medics says the province is using strong-arm negotiation tactics.
With a deal that says, here's our EHS direct delivery costs. Should you be more than that, which you all are, you have to subsidize that difference if you want to stay in the EMS industry. We want a 10-year deal out of you, and you have 2 weeks to say yes or no to this. But they're also not disclosing what their direct delivery costs are.
The province says the March 31st deadline for municipalities to decide has been extended until the end of next month. The union says it's been unsuccessful in scheduling meetings with the Premier or any ministers on the topic. Alberta's government says it's looking to change an existing law to let people sue other people for sharing certain AI images. The change would apply to intimate images known as deep fakes. The head of a Southern Alberta Sexual Assault Centre says Alberta's rules around deep fakes are lagging behind compared to other provinces. Technology Minister Nate Glubish says the change should create a new layer of protection.
We know that deepfake technology can be used in very harmful ways, and we want to make sure we're protecting Albertans from those abuses. So I'm working with the Minister of Justice on some amendments to that Protection of Intimate Images Act. I can't remember the exact name, and we're looking forward to bringing that forward to provide stronger protections for Albertans.
Glubish says the legislation will also cover audio recordings. He's aiming to bring the legislation forward in the fall. Young students heard from a special guest this morning on what is the International Day to End Racial Discrimination.
In the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider.
The chair of Edmonton Public Schools, Sadiq Sumar, read children's books about belonging, respect, and feeling different. He also sat for a Q&A with grade 3 students at Johnny Bright School who had some messages of their own.
People are treating each other different, but in a good way, not a bad way.
Racism just doesn't make sense.
I mean, you should respect other people's culture.
You know, it's really important because I don't think as a person who's in grade 3, I was even thinking about these things. So I just commend our staff for doing such a fantastic job.
The International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination has been held since 1966. It commemorates the massacre of 69 peaceful protesters during apartheid in South Africa. Still to come tonight on CTV News, piecing together a win. Players compete to see who can put together a puzzle the quickest.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
People from across Canada took part in the Canadian Jigsaw Association's Alberta Regionals this weekend, hoping to piece together a win. Close to 200 people took part in individual and team competitions. The solo winner finished the 500-piece puzzle in less than 30 minutes. She says she used any downtime possible to sharpen her skills.
It's one that I know I can do fast, so I've practiced it quite a lot in my lunch breaks at work for the last couple of weeks. So I was very lucky when this came out of the bag. So I moved to Canada a year ago, and puzzles and like the community and the people has been really helpful in me like settling in here and having sort of a community that makes me feel at home even when I'm a million miles away.
If you miss the regional contest, Nationals is open to anyone. That takes place in Ontario at the end of May.
Yeah, that's a pretty quiet competition, it sounds like. Everybody's focused. I'd like to see you get into that and just become...
Where's that corner piece? Yeah.
Bang! There it is!
Boom! Yeah, I'd just be finishing my outline as everybody else has already done their puzzles, gone home, lights are turned off.
You're very loud about it. It's very excitable. I'd like to see that.
Good watch.
Take a look outside right now. Action Furnace River Valley Sky Cam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 4 degrees in Edmonton. We got to 4.6 so far for a high. We'll round that up to 5. 6 to the south in Red Deer. 7 as well are in Jasper and Calgary. It's minus 15 though in Fort McMurray, minus 8 in Grand Prairie. That's some of the colder air that will slump south behind this cold front that goes through tonight. You actually have a cold warning in effect. Fort Chipewyan region could see wind chill in the minus 40 range overnight and early tomorrow morning. And then snowfall warnings, Grand Prairie, Hinton, Grand Cache, down through the mountain parks. Mountain parks 20 to 30. About 15 to 25 for most areas there north of Highway 16. You already have some light snow in the northeast and the northwest. But as we said earlier, this is not the big storm system. This is the low that's going to move across. There's your cold front. Maybe some flurries or some light snow mid to late this evening in the Edmonton area. This push of moisture coming in from the west-southwest, that's where we're going to start to pick up some heavier snowfall totals. So this starts tomorrow morning in the west, rolls east-northeast through the Red Deer, Edmonton areas midday, and then the heaviest band of snow for us here in Edmonton goes through late afternoon and into the evening hours. By the time we get to late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning, most of the snow is falling north of the city. There's still some flurries or light snow in the forecast through the day Wednesday, but most of our accumulation looks like it's going to be on the ground by the time you wake up early Wednesday morning. Don't get too excited by this 17 centimeters. This model, I think, is really overdoing it for the Edmonton area. But I do want to point out this bullseye here off to the west and to the southwest. That's where you're looking at significant accumulations. And, I mean, this will be a fairly significant event for us here in Edmonton. Potentially, you get as much as maybe 10 to 15. That would, if we're ranking these possibilities, this would be number 2. This would be number 3, and this would be number 1. So I think we get at least 3 centimeters and probably 3 to 10 by the time this is all said and done with. Minus 6 tomorrow morning here in Edmonton, in the minus 15 to minus 20 range. Peace Country and Fort McMurray mid-minus 20s in high level. Daytime highs tomorrow about minus 12 for Fort McMurray, minus 14 in Grand Prairie. About 10 degrees warmer, but still on the chilly side in Red Deer at minus 4 here in Edmonton. Temperatures drop below 0 by midnight. We don't get back above 0 until Friday. Minus 8 by tomorrow afternoon. In fact, by supper time in the minus 9 range as temperatures kind of slide through the day. And there's your wind gusting to about 30 kilometers per hour. So blowing snow will be a problem for the evening commute tomorrow. That wind sticks around into early Wednesday morning. So does the snow. Cool air sticks around through Thursday. And then 1 on Friday and back to a handful of degrees above 0 by Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Icefields Parkway between Lake Louise and Jasper is closed for snow cleanup. Parks Canada has been doing avalanche control work. An avalanche from Mount Hector left snow over a 250-meter section of Highway 93 North. It's at least 6 meters deep. The highway will remain closed until the debris is removed. People heading that way are asked to check Alberta's 511 highway information line for trip planning. When we return, a gold medal winner returns home to hold his annual tournament and let kids get a look at the hardware.
And to hold it in their hands and know that it's possible and that it's real, I think goes a long way for their future.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Still ahead on CTV News at 6, the latest on the fatal Air Canada plane crash at LaGuardia Airport. The pilots killed have now been identified. Plus, a man in Edmonton wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for 2 deadly shootings is now in custody. And a new business owner has mixed feelings about opening just as a stretch of road leading to her shop is closing. Those stories and more tonight on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Young Canadian curlers took over rinks across Edmonton over the weekend for one of the biggest youth bonspiels in the world. It was also a golden opportunity to meet one of the best our country has to offer. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
They've come from all over the country to compete in this Grand Slam for Canada's young curlers.
I feel like we're all really connected as a team, and we've really bonded over the past year.
Celebrating the end of a season as well as what's ahead.
It's a really fun spiel that everybody just comes to hang out at the end of the year.
Hanging out with the other curling friends.
Bond with everybody before we head off to a next season where some teams split up and some teams stick together.
The atmosphere here is friendly, with teams competing for a number of prizes. However, it's the experience that matters most. That's kept some, like the Duncan family, coming back for years with multiple players.
My daughter's on the ice right now. My son goes on a little bit later. It's fun to get to coach your own kids.
I've been here since the start, watching my brothers win it all the time, and I always want to be just like them.
The event is a family affair for many, including 2026 Olympic gold winner Mark Kennedy. He has a daughter playing, and Kennedy relies on his wife Nicole, family, and friends to make the bonspiel happen. He says it's a labor of love, creating a special place for curlers.
Some of these kids, maybe they don't get that at school, right? Or maybe they don't get that in their community at home, but they get it here when they come to the curling club and they feel like they're a part of something special. So that's the reason Nicole and I do it and continue to do it, even though the days are long and chaotic.
That's where the labor part comes in. Kennedy had appointments at 4 different rinks across the Edmonton area, which meant he had to do a lot of driving on winter roads. He says it's worth it to meet the kids who always ask to see his new hardware.
You know, maybe someday that's their dream, that's what they want to do, and to hold it in their hands and know that it's possible and that it's real, I think goes a long way for their future.
Creating a community among the next generation of Canadian curlers. In St. Albert, Connor Hogg, CTV News.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.